Belfry again from belfrywellness.com. I'm a human potentialist because I see the potential in each and every one of you. Today's video is really another really big thing that I see with clients, and this is a really popular thing that I talk about with people. It's really about letting go. And I'm going to give you a really awesome meditation at the end. I'm just going to give you some direction, and then you can focus the meditation or just an exercise for yourself. At some point I'll create a visual meditation for you, but it's a good way to visualize or meditate, and I'm going to give you that at the end. So what does it mean to let go? So what happens is we're holding on, and we've talked about this on many occasions, and we just hold on to our stuff. And what happens is, a young child, we have different traumas and different aches and different situations and all this stuff, and we just kind of start carrying around this big luggage of shit. And it's stuff we've been carrying around, and we're carrying around each relationships. Some of these things is stuff that, obviously are traumatic, maybe too traumatic, that we're going to store. We just don't want to deal with it. And some of it's just simple stuff like, you wanted a red bike and you got a blue bike. It's nothing that was a big deal, but when you were 6 years old, it was a huge deal. And so what we're doing is we're carrying this luggage of crap around. Every relationship, every friendship, every situation we go, we're carrying this around. And what we're doing is we're adding to it. We're just adding more and more, and we're not really letting any of this go. And so a lot of the stuff we talked about over the last month is going to help with that. But this is a really good exercise to really letting go of maybe something that you're quite aware of. And it's a great technique for you to do that. And so when I say to let go of something, some things are really traumatic or have a lot of emotion attached to it, and you don't really, it's not something it's not you're gonna get rid of anything, or you're not gonna forget something that's happened. Really, it's about you, and it's having compassion for yourself. In a really selfish way, letting go of something is really for you. It's not for the other person. Letting go only helps you, because what happens is we're holding on to all this shit, this baggage, and you're carrying that around. Just think, if you're carrying around, two 25-pound weights around, how's it going to affect your overall well-being? It's going to affect you. And that's what happens when we're carrying around all this extra emotional baggage. It affects our well-being, our health, our mental wellness, our physical wellness, obviously. Emotion and toxic wellness, all this stuff, it's just carrying it around. And so we have to start getting rid of this luggage, start stripping it away, and really holding on to it, and holding on to this pain isn't fixing anything. The biggest thing is really, like, you think if you let go of it, you're going to forget what happened, and that's not the case. Or letting it go is really, telling him or her or the situation is that, oh, okay, I'm over it, and it's okay. It's not. It has nothing to do with that. You're letting go of the emotional attachment you have to that situation. And so how I describe it is, give a scenario to clients, is really just think of yourself as you're going to an amusement park, and your whole life it's been fun. So we go to Canada's Wonderland, and it's in Canada and in Toronto, and we always have a blast. And every time we go, it's so much fun. Every time you're like talking about it, you tell people about it. And then the last time you went, something terrible happened. Maybe you lost a lot of money. Maybe, somebody did something, or something happened that was really extremely negative that created this emotional thing. Maybe someone, physically abused you, or emotionally abused you, or verbally attacked you in some way. And all of a sudden, your opinion of Canada's Wonderland's changed. All of a sudden now you see the people or the situation as being negative. You see all the people that were always there, but you look now, all of a sudden there's like, oh, there's a lot of bad people there. There's a lot of this there. And all of a sudden you start seeing the negative aspect of it. And so, for a simple thing is, let's say someone stole a lot of money. So say $1,000, a lot of money to you. And all of a sudden your take on Canada's Wonderland is a bad place. And so all of a sudden you go from telling everyone how great it is to telling everyone how terrible the place is. Never go. It's changed. It's bad. So much different now. Don't go. And what we're going to do is, the technique is really just separating the emotion you've attached to the negative part of it, attached to the fun, and separating yourself. So all of a sudden it's not you forgetting it. It's just like, hey, Canada's Wonderland's a fantastic place, but if you go, make sure you get a locker, or make sure you don't bring a lot of money. All of a sudden the emotion is still there. You didn't forget that you lost it, but the emotion isn't there anymore, but you didn't forget that you lost a lot of money or something happened that affected you, but the emotion you attached to it has changed. And so now you go there, but you're going with a little bit more reservation. Does that make sense? And to many it does, right? And so you're really letting go of that hurt, the pain that's there, not the situation. And I know that in some situations, for people, it seems impossible. Like some things have been really traumatic that, like, I'm never going to get over this. And it's only affecting you. I have friends and family that, stuff that's gone on in their life. I'm like, you got to let that go. And they're like, I'll never let that go. This person has done this to me and I'm never forgetting it. And I'm like, well, it's only disservicing you. I had someone that says, hey, I forgive you, but I won't forget. I'm like, well, it's kind of the same thing. Not forgetting is really, you're not letting go of whatever happened, right? And so really want to let go of the feelings that make you feel uncomfortable. So the technique to do this is a simple one. So what you want you to do is close your eyes and visualize yourself on some kind of looking at a river. And this river is flowing, a nice calm river flowing. And I want you to visualize yourself on some kind of raft. You can make this raft however you like. It could be a wooden raft. It could be a floaty. It could be, something fancy with a little drink holder. It's purely your raft. I want you to visualize yourself on this raft. And the idea is we want to go with the flow of what the universe is just showing us. And so the river goes wherever it goes, right? There's no challenge to the river. There's no, and even if it's impeded, it goes around it. It figures a way to go. And that's the universe. And that's how we want to live. And so we want to visualize ourselves floating down that river. And when we first get down there, we sit on that raft. We're full of branches and things holding on to us and just trapped there. So rocks in the way, whatever's in the way, I want you just to take that, clear it away. Whether you have to get out of your raft and move things, if it's rocks or branches or trees or cut things or whatever. What I want you to do is just visualize yourself floating down that river freely. And enjoy that ride as soon as you kind of let go of everything that's gone on. And then I just invite you to go back every day just to see yourself floating down the river. And check in every now and then. If you have a specific situation, maybe it's a specific person you need to let go of or a specific situation you need to let go of. Visualize that person or that situation and what you're holding on to, and then just visualize yourself in the river again, floating. Allow yourself to float down the river nice and free, and then again, check yourself again. And, if it's great for, you do this for, 4, 5, 6 days, 8 days in a row, and all of a sudden you check in, you're like, oh, I'm just floating freely. Check in every now and then, just once a week or twice a week, just to make sure that everything's unimpeded. I'm sure after doing this technique, most of my clients will say how much better they feel of finally letting go of some of the emotions that they've attached to. If you have any questions, if you have any thoughts about it, if you enjoyed the technique, I'd love to hear about it. Take care. We have a couple extra days, we have a few more days left, and I've got a few fantastic things. So stick around and we'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.